Hello everyone, welcome back. This is RandoGEEK. Alright, so we have an article regarding AT&T. The link for this article will be down below in the description. AT&T's car connectivity formula. 5G plus Edge, Compute plus Standalone, and 5G. Alright, the article was released July 3rd. Author is Rob Pegoraro. Right, he's from Light Reading. That's where this article is from. So the article came from Toronto, and it says AT&T's connected car goals aren't new, and neither are its 5G ambitions. But the carrier's edge computing build-out means this show can hit the road for real. Dallas firm has been making pitch in a series of recent announcements. And in an interview at the Collision Conference, two AT&T executives expanded on that vision a bit. There was a statement that they made, and it says, "Now we're starting to talk about the convergence of network and cloud." This is according to Igal Ebaz, who is AT&T's Network Chief Technology Officer. He also says, "And what are the different experiences that you need to enable within a vehicle?" Post Tuesday by AT&T CTO Jeremy Legg cited such 5G-fueled automotive possibilities as defining vehicle-specific network slices to prioritize safety and mission-critical functions of the car, separate from the connectivity used for in-car infotainment, and deriving hyper-precise positioning from 5G signals. For intelligent transportation systems, Tele operations, autonomous driving, and to identify potential roadside obstacles in advance. That, Elbaz says, doesn't mean that AT&T is trying to revive the early hype about 5G being the thing that makes self-driving cars possible. Rather, he clarified, auto-specific slicing will be a network enabler that we're going to bring forward when the time is appropriate. And while Elbaz did not hesitate to brag about the reach of AT&T's mid-band 5G, that's going to go pretty much everywhere, he says. The connected car vision here doesn't require a completely filled-in coverage map. There is no way to cover every square inch in the U.S., and there's always going to be some small white spaces, he said. But he voiced optimism in new capabilities like non-terrestrial networks, citing AT&T's partnership with AST SpaceMobile, which in April yielded successful voice calls routed via AST SpaceMobile's Blue Walker 3 low Earth orbit satellite. Most every car company is thinking about augmenting cellular with satellite, chimed in Mike Troiano, who is the Senior Vice President for Product at AT&T Business. So this is Edge Zones. He and Elbaz also emphasized the role of two 5G advances outside of coverage in the vehicular strategy. The carrier's ongoing, if quiet, activation of standalone 5G, plus its launch of 5G Edge Zones across the U.S. last year that offer lower latency, access to computing resources, and virtualized network features, and which now cover 65% of the U.S. population. We converge our network into the regional cloud locations, Elbaz explained. We're also building a software layer on top of this that allows us to build out a robust set of APIs that can be exposable and really built as a digital platform. AT&T is being less specific about what automakers might want to do with that, although Elbaz and Troiano ticked off such connected car possibilities as entertainment, roadside assistance, and autonomous remote control. There was a podcast recorded at MWC23. Cameron Corsi, who is the vice president of AT&T Connected Solutions, suggested a more out there possibility. He says a car could use its exterior-facing cameras to recognize its owners and automatically unlock them. To be clear, AT&T's strategy around connected cars is evolving along with the rest of the industry. For example, AT&T recently revived its old Connected Solutions business unit, with Cameron Corsi as its chief. To help the operator navigate the intersection between 5G and IoT, the first area of focus for AT&T Connected Solutions is connected cars. Further, AT&T isn't alone. T-Mobile recently announced progress into connected car efforts, which we read about. I just dropped a video for that yesterday. The company is testing C-V2X technologies with the city of Bellevue, Washington, and it's powering driverless rental car services with Halo in Las Vegas. So we read about that article yesterday. I dropped that video for you guys. T-Mobile is also getting involved with this type of product. You know, this is the future. This is innovation here, using the 5G network for something greater than just wireless, right? Not just doing, wireless technology. I mean, you're using wireless technology, but you're using it for additional things, and maybe even something greater than just the ability to surf the web and make a call. Let's be real. It's not necessary to have the fastest speed test results, right? It's nice. It looks good. We like to see it. But do you really need to do 700 up, 700 down when you're just checking your email? When really all you're doing is just checking your email. You don't need super rapid speed every minute of the day. Now if you're streaming videos, you're watching movies, then obviously we want to have some decent speeds, right? We don't want buffering. We want smooth resolution. It's different. So, we appreciate, good 5G when it works, right? To give us that extra boost in speed, right? So we 100% appreciate it. But seeing as where companies are going today, AT&T now is more involved, and T-Mobile, we already know T-Mobile definitely wants to use 5G for many things, okay? So I think we're going to keep seeing these type of things because this is where it's going. These companies need to do more than just wireless if they want to be profitable. It's getting more difficult. It's getting more difficult for companies to remain profitable in 2023 because everything is just different, right? Everything is so much more expensive than it was 10 years ago. Cost of living, benefits, right? So companies need to remain profitable in order to keep their staff, to keep their name, to stay in business. So we're definitely going to be seeing more of these types of trends, using their 5G network to do many different things. All right, we're going to read a little bit more and then we will wrap this up. So car maker concerns. Automakers, meanwhile, are earlier in their deployment cycle. GM said in 2021 that it would commit to installing AT&T 5G in its vehicles, but that announcement said that the first such cars would only arrive in 2024 model years. Ford offered a shorter time frame for 5G in-car support last September, but the 2023 model year only truck model will offer this connectivity. All right. Only now they're in the progress of starting to enable vehicles with 5G connectivity. Troiano added that while some auto industries types are bullish on the idea of adding an emergency tele operation feature, if something goes wrong with that vehicle, a third party has the ability to take over, steer it to the side of the road. The regulatory environment remains muddy. I think there are only 14 states or so that have passed legislation on this topic, he said. Asked what the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration thought about these possibilities, he waved off the query. I'm not at liberty to answer that question, he says. The precise positioning capabilities of 5G called out in that leg post could also help with vehicular autonomy, but Elbaz and Troiano both suggested it would first appear in private confines. I think the biggest use case in the near term will be around robotics, warehouses, large yards, if you will, Troiano said. It's already been a long road for AT&T's connected car efforts, one that's included some U-turns by manufacturers, For example, Audi signed on with AT&T in 2014, but switched to Verizon in 2020. But Elbaz said that this confluence of developments at AT&T, network, edge compute, and standalone means it's time for the concept to pull out of the garage, assuming automakers, app developers, and regulators are up for the ride as well. Lastly, he says the platform for innovation exists. I think there's a level of interest there. The ecosystem appreciates the investment in the build. Now we need to see this happening. Oh, right. So, like I said, AT&T's on board, T-Mobile's on board. Just a matter of time before Verizon gets on board. Like I said, this is the future. Innovation, getting involved with innovation. This is the new way. So, I think that it's a good idea. I think that they need to continue to use their 5G for greater good. I think it's the best way for them to become, remain profitable, to become more profitable. And I think, overall, if you're, like I always say, if your favorite wireless carrier is doing well, we could expect that they use all of these resources and all of that to make a better wireless carrier, right? Overall, right? And a better business, So that's how I'm looking at it. All right, guys. As always, I want to thank you for stopping by and watching. Like I said, link will be down below for you guys if you want to read it. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.